Testing, can you hear me? Testing, testing. A little something in my eye. Hey, everybody. There's only 3 people on here right now. Hopefully, we can get some more going, but meantime, I hope everybody's doing well. Hang on a second. I just had to change the lights in the room. I don't know why. I didn't have the other ones on, but okay. So we got more people coming in, up to 4. But from the looks of it here tonight, we're in for some pretty active weather. I've been kind of tracking this setup for a couple of days, and I've noticed that there was a real uptrend late last night. By the time I made the video this morning, it was already a slight risk. Didn't think it would go up to enhance though, so henceforth here we are. We'll see what happens. I'm alright. I'm a little tired, but that's to be expected given the day. But nonetheless, it's alright. No. It is a shortwave trough, and I know what you're getting at with that, by the way. But no, it's just really from the way that ridge was kind of downsloping, it almost kind of forms into a trough. It's really weird, kind of complicated. Not like a super complicated setup, but it would take some time to kind of explain how that all came to be. No, I saw your messages while I was setting up the stream here. I'm glad that you're gonna get some action over there and over towards Toronto. Sounds like it's gonna be pretty fun here. Meanwhile, I'm under this heat dome with no chance of seeing anything. Well, actually, maybe late tonight I could see something. Also, anyone that's just tuning in for the first time tonight, make sure you're hitting that like button and also hitting that subscribe button, as we could be doing some overnight coverage here. In fact, there is severe thunderstorm warnings not too far away from you. Here's a look at a couple of them. Literally just ate before the stream started too. Kind of had to rush. Yeah, for your area right here. I think these might be for you. Yep, they're heading right towards you. Yeah, this is heading right towards the Toronto area. Yep. It's probably for this little cluster of cells that's heading towards you. And then, of course, here's the main event right here that's starting to form. This is really going to ramp up in intensity as we get later into the evening, actually. We may yet see another day of this, potentially tomorrow, as a stationary front starts to move, albeit very slowly. So the threat for not only severe weather exists, but also flooding too. But how's everybody doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well. You're good. You're good. You're good. I'd be excited too. I've always loved watching storms, so it's no big deal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the severe thunderstorm warnings while I'm at it. Yeah, you got the heart of a storm chaser, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. Tornado possible tag. This is Kent, Nuevo, and Newaygo. go. Okay. And then Montcalm. Okay, I kind of see this here too. This has the look of a embedded supercell, especially this little feature over here to the north past Howard City. Yeah, I can be the same way sometimes too. I kind of got a little bit excited once I saw this today. To a small point. Obviously, I don't want anyone getting hurt by it, but nonetheless. As far as rotation's concerned on this, though, it looks like it's relatively light. There is a little area right over here that looks interesting, but I wouldn't be too concerned with that at the moment. That's in the wrong area. It's towards like more so the backside of the storm. Not to say that it can't happen, but it seems a little less likely. This sector to the south here towards Ravenna interests me also. Currently sitting at 6 people. If you are watching, make sure you're hitting that like button. Literally electrifying. I see what you did there. But no, I'm with you there 100%. I've always been a fan of thunderstorms. Stories, there's plenty of stories of me as a kid being scared by the lightning but just running right back to the window. That's always something that I've done. And even to this day, I still go up to the window and at least want to take a look at the lightning sometimes. If I can even get a picture. I'm also getting ready to watch some football here momentarily. So if you see my Fire Stick in the remote, or Fire Stick remote in hand, that went wrong. That's probably what you see me doing. We also have a chaser out here tonight. We have Brandon Kopic. Let's see what he's got going on here.
Yeah, that one that we're targeting has got to go warn soon. It's now at 1.75 inch radar indicated hail.
So I'm gonna guess that.
That'd be the biggest hail I've seen in a minute.
I expect that north, the one just to our north that we've been watching, to go severe warn to any minute now, guys.
Yeah, he's probably talking about this storm towards Ravenna. During a storm? Oh wow, that's crazy. That is freaking crazy. So, looks like Brandon here is going to jump on this storm or this storm. I'm thinking it's going to be this one. Let's go ahead and look at the VIL here because it does look like there's some pretty good values there. This does not have a warning, so I'm pretty sure this is what he's referring to. Nice. I've never lived in a house, so I have no idea what that's like. Oh my eyes. Oh, of course, of course. I mean, if you want to, sure. We'll see what Brandon ends up doing here. Doesn't look like Vince is out right now. Vince possibly could be out here. He's probably hanging out at home, though. He's had a long couple of weeks, especially with him chasing Hillary all the way out towards California. That was crazy. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta change this over real quick to live chat, not top chat. Okay, there we go. Got that fixed up now. Guess I can take a look at the severe thunderstorm warnings momentarily here. Also, to keep it, you might want to keep an eye on this. This is moving at 55 kilometers an hour, Lexi. Likely going to be bringing in some quarter-size hail from the looks of it. We'll see how close it gets to you or not. We'll see how close it gets to you momentarily. Yeah, but it looks like the Toronto area is definitely under the gun here. 55 kilometers an hour. It's a decent speed. So I'm gonna guess by miles per hour that's gonna be close to like 40. I would say close to 40 miles an hour. Maybe it'll be a good time to get some lightning pictures if you can. Sounds lovely. I wish I lived in a spot where I could do that again, because where I used to live, I was in the perfect spot. But since we moved a little further out now, or a little bit closer towards the city actually, things are a little bit more difficult. Yeah, video might be smarter in this case here. Don't want to damage any equipment, but it's going to be an interesting storm, that's for sure. Probably going to be at least an hour before that gets to you. Yeah, I think they're going to drop the tornado possible tag on this storm here. I don't really see much in the way of rotation with either of these. It's very broad at this point. No imminent tornado threat at the moment, thankfully. But there is a 5% tornado threat across this region here, so we need to be on the lookout, folks. And the chance of severe weather increases actually further as we get into the overnight here, so let's make sure we're staying weather aware. Good way to do that is to get people to tune in here. So definitely, if you can, hit that share button. We'll also take a look at some of the storms even north of the border here as we go through the evening and into the overnight. Appreciate that, Lexi. Appreciate that a bunch. Nice. So far, the only severe thunderstorm warnings are over towards Toronto at the moment. Picture in other spots north of the border, it looks like it's relatively clear. It's mainly just this little cluster. It's going to more so be like on the flank of this line here that's going to be over towards Michigan. I mean, I've really been saying for the last couple of days, Lake Erie is the point of interest for this setup here, because it's right on the downslope of the ridge. Yeah, everywhere else the picture looks pretty clear for the moment. Maybe just a little bit of rain over here towards Ottawa, but other than that, this is the main hot spot so far. Might see an increase in activity as over towards maybe London, Hamilton, as time goes on too. You may see a cell nick you actually over here. That's over towards Collingwood. And then there's a couple other smaller cells like over towards Owen Sound, Medford. All right. Oh, and Windsor. Yeah, I'm not sure where that is, but that's interesting. Uh, Crap. Windsor probably, I'm imagining, isn't too far away from Toronto, then I'm assuming. Here comes some football. Oh, Windsor's by Detroit. Oh, I have heard of that town. Isn't it somewhere? Yeah, I have heard of there. It's just to the south. Okay, so now they've finally warned that storm. Has quarter size hail with it. Had radar indicated size up to golf ball. And we'll see what this ends up bringing to the table here. So anyone on Highway 96 needs to be keeping an extra close eye out. Have fun. Wish I could be there watching the storm. That would be something pretty relaxing for me, considering the fact that, well, for one, it's been 95 plus degrees for the last 3 days. Well, really 4. Good luck. Well, guys. Oh, nice. But I'd probably just be standing up watching the storm most of the time. Like, I'm just going to try to work every angle over the camera just to get one shot. That's always how I did it when I lived where I used to live. Honestly, love to move back. I probably couldn't afford that apartment now, the way they raised prices. Thanks, pandemic. Ooh, here we go. Brandon's getting some lightning here. He's getting closer. These storms also look like they're pretty prolific lightning producers, especially this one that Brandon's on. I think this is set up for the last 15 minutes, so seeing a good bit of lightning over here towards Sparta, Michigan. Uh-oh. Starting to lose signal from Brandon for a moment. There we go. We're starting to come back. Also, how's the lag this time? It's not so bad, is it? I've been trying to work on the bit rate. And I think I got it fixed this time. I thought I did last time, but I'm pretty sure that the settings are locked in now. Cool. It always seems like it shows itself later into the stream. Yeah, feel free to send me any photos on Discord. Almost up to 10 likes here. It's probably going to be a slower stream than last time, of course. Can't expect that every time. It was a much bigger event, much bigger deal. But hopefully we do get some people in here. Hopefully we can keep them weather aware throughout the night. Well, it looks like they let one of those severe thunderstorm warnings expire over towards you, by the way, Lexi. Hi, Owen. But I think those new storms over towards Collingwood and such are probably going to ramp up as well. Seems like inhibition decrease is going to be continuing to decrease as we get through the evening, so it'll allow more storms to fire. Well, you live in the right spot for it to occur. Oh yeah, something's still coming. It just doesn't have a warning on it right now, that's all. Feels like I still have some grass in my eye. Wow. Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on Lansing. We've been keeping an eye all over the place, just waiting to see just what happens here. Yeah, I think so, because we're up to about 9 now. Appreciate that. We're getting somewhere. Now we're up to 10. New meso discussion just got issued. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that really quickly. Hey, what's up, Kyle? So we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens with this one right here. Oh man, here's itchy today. Everything's itching. Okay, so basically this meso discussion that we're looking at here is basically saying that severe threat continues within watch 656 here. Basically just saying what we've already been seeing. Just increasing severe thunderstorms coverage over towards the lower Michigan Peninsula. There is an initial tornado risk, but deep layer shear is around 30 to 40 knots. Curved photographs here. And there's a storm relative velocity of about 150 meters squared per second squared. So as time goes on, these storms upscale. We're going to mainly be looking towards damaging winds and hail, although a couple of mesovortices or maybe a few quick spin-ups are possible. Oh, dang. I'm glad you have a good family, though, it seems. I'm going to say this now, Owen. You're not going to beg for mod, period. Okay? Ooh, Brandon's in a boatload of traffic right now. That's rough. That's really rough. Yep, so they've now dropped that torpot. No, wait, it's still there. Albeit it's not an impressive looking storm anymore, as far as rotation's concerned. Yeah, rotation's become even more broad in the last little bit here. At one point, it was looking mildly impressive. Now we're not seeing so much out of it at the moment. Storm's starting to overtake Brandon now as he's in the traffic. Storms definitely seem like they're picking up speed. We'll work on finding names to pick. It's just limiting that the whole membership thing is you can only have like up to 25 characters. You'd be surprised how quickly that goes too. Uh-oh. Looks like you're about to get headlong into the action here. Over in your area, Lexi. Meanwhile, it looks like Brandon is getting into the heavy stuff as far as the rain is concerned. The storm does seem like it's moving a little bit faster than expected here, too. So that's going to be interesting to keep up with as time goes on. Dang, they just took football off the show politics. Seriously, people. We don't care. Give me my sports. Oh. Business is picked up over where Brandon is.
Didn't waste no time getting spicy.
Yeah, wasted no time getting spicy. Jeez.
Take this full here. Wow, he's already got rooster tails at this point. It wouldn't surprise me considering the precipitable water that we saw on the UT, Kyle.
Dang.
To think that
These winds are pushing good. My goodness.
wow. This is intense right here.
Big tree branches in the road. Big
Tree branches on the road. This is doing some damage here. Oh, those ones are screaming. Oh, man. Look at those rain bands being pushed across the screen here.
Power's out. Power flash.
Alpine Township. Oh, shoot. Didn't mean to close them out. Pull him back up pull him back up real quick. I kind of see it. He might be in the right spot too. Of course, Brandon will find himself in like perfect position for this. So we'll mute him for now. There's a little bit of a radar thing going on with that beam. Which radar? Oh, you're just looking at velocity here. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's driving right towards it, too. And that's wrapped in the rain. That could be really dangerous. Let's go ahead and look at this then. Oh, yeah. That's definitely trying to spin up. It's a little bit broad still, but it's ramping up pretty quickly here. Also, just notice the speed here. There could be a secondary point of rotation here towards Grand Rapids Charter Township.
I've got a lot of tree debris hitting my car right now, a lot.
Yeah, this went from 0 to 100 like right now.
Tornado warning.
Tornado warning just like that. Wow. That lets you know how quickly things can happen here. This is a tornado warning in Kent County. This is a radar indicated storm, but very quickly could produce a tornado right now near Grand Rapids. This is moving southeast at 40 miles an hour, so it's a fast mover. You need to be looking out in Grand Rapids, Kentwood, East Grand Rapids, Rockford by 825. Then we have Gerald Ford International Airport 830, and then Lowell around 835. Good call, Kyle.
Tornado on the ground to our northwest. Significant signature on radar to our northwest. Big time signature.
You can call members of supercells. It's a thought. How about that, though? That was quick. Yeah, just like they were saying, it literally went from 0 to 100 so fast. Man, that was sneaky. I probably would have missed that, too. Hey, Maddie. Didn't you say you were over in Michigan, by the way? Oh, you're in Cleveland. This is coming your way, by the way. It's getting thicker. It's about to get interesting. Oh, looks like Brandon sees something going on here.
About to get the latest scan.
Seeing inflow coming in now. We could see a rain wrap tornado on stream here.
Go, get off this exit.
Hang on, let me get him full screen. Nice. You're looking forward to it, aren't you?
We need to blast northeast.
It's alright if you can't get video, Lexi. Of course,
Power is out here.
main thing
Power
is to
out.
be safe. Oh, power outages now. Yeah, I saw like the early parts of that before I ended up going to bed. I was just too drained from work yesterday. I just made sure I stayed a little bit extra hydrated today.
Rapids or know anybody in this area, tell them they need to take shelter now. Active tornado on the ground right now. Tornado on the ground.
Oh, so wow, Brandon just confirmed this is on the ground right now. I thought I saw the rain bands coming in. I thought I saw inflow there. Wow. 0, like he said, 0 to 10, just like that. It happens so fast, and look at the velocity couplet here too. One of our mods called it here too, by the way. Again, shout out to Kyle the Tactile. If you see him, show him some love. But man, this is crazy. And then there's some pretty significant damaging winds out in front of it. Doesn't look as impressive on this next scan here, which is good news. But this is typically how it's going to go. These are going to spin up very quickly, and then just as quickly as it'll go, it'll dissipate. But these are going to be rain wrapped, next to impossible to see. So if you end up under a warning, don't try and look for it. You're not going to see it. Just get in your safe spot. Yeah, Kyle, you smoked that one. That was a perfect call. Uh-oh. Oh, no, we still have him. Thought we lost Brandon's feed here for a second. Another crazy thing is just the amount of rain that has fallen in such a short time. The storm literally just went over this area, just started to really hit this area here. Oh! I think we just saw power flashes.
Power flashes northwest.
That's where the storm...
Tornado on the ground ahead of us. Tornado on the ground to the left.
Power flashes, guys. It's still going. It's still going. There's another
Tornado
one.
on the ground, guys. Still on the ground.
So this is a confirmed tornado. I'm going to sound the siren again. Like I said, hit that like button and hit that share button.
Tornado still to the left.
Try to get this info out to as many people as we can. I'm worried that this setup kind of went under the gun here. Or went under the radar, so to speak.
Power flashes to the left. Tornado is on the ground in front of us.
This is now a confirmed tornado.
How far up ahead are we?
They have not called a confirmed tornado with this tornado warning, but they definitely will be momentarily. Wow. If it's possible, could somebody potentially clip this?
Just got the latest scan. Tornado's about to cross 44.
What's even crazier to me is I haven't heard a single tornado siren on here.
I did not see the full condensation funnel, but there were multiple power flashes to the left in coordination with the current radar signature.
That's where it would be, right around here. It's cross 44 and what is the name of this road here? I can't see it. Beltline Avenue, I think. Oh, we lost the signal now. See if we can get him back. Yep, we got him. That is crazy.
Tornado is now about to cross 44, less than a mile to the north.
Should be right behind it now from the looks of it on radar. Maybe here, so. Man, that escalated very fast. That is crazy. That's crazy. Wow. So here is that storm as it started to ramp up here. I do think that this could be dissipating though now. That is crazy. That's incredible though. How quickly that happened. I think this, oh, thanks, Lexi, appreciate that.
Tornado is now crossing less than a mile to my north. Tornado still on the ground.
is still on the ground. That is crazy. Still got to keep an eye on these other storms as well. Currently have only one tornado warning, but there could be others on the way here. Another tornado possible tag for the Saginaw storm. I think this is it right here, though.
They continue to say radar indicated on the warning, but it's clear there's a debris signature. It is over Rockford right now, over the town of Rockford.
There's the debris signature that he's referring to. That's a TDS right there. So this is 100% on the ground. I mean, we've seen the power flashes here, so. And what's even more crazy is the fact that I have yet to hear any sirens, unless I've missed something. But that is crazy to me. I really don't like that at all. It could be the fact that the power was out from the winds that came in ahead of the storm, the actual tornado. But still, something needs to be done there. Nonetheless, if you are in Rockford right now, you need to be heading to your safe spot. And if needed be, also I would say maybe Cannon Township, you need to get to your safe spot as well. I don't know how long this will last here. It's not quite as impressive on velocity here, but it still could keep going for a while, and it's a fast mover too. Yeah, somebody was definitely not weather aware today, that's for sure. You don't have sirens over towards Cleveland? That's insane. At the very least, I think every bigger town should have tornado sirens or some kind of siren. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, a lot of people don't really consider Atlanta to be any sort of hotspot for severe weather. But we have sirens all throughout the city, all throughout the county, through a good chunk of the state. But yeah, even in the suburbs, they should have that. I don't know. And it's not like Ohio is a stranger to tornadoes or anything like that. Like, that's what's mind-blowing to me there. Excuse me. Well, this is... Okay, so this is the Saginaw storm here. You need to be watching this one next. What are your thoughts on it, Kyle? You already called one. Will you get 2 for 2 here? They took out sirens in Ontario? Oh my goodness. Why are cutting costs? Oh man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why would they do that? They need better weather infrastructure there to begin with, but to take sirens out, that's kind of foolhardy. Like, this is the time of year when y'all still get severe weather. I mean, I was thinking the same thing there, but I wanted your input too. Yeah, I'm definitely not thinking much of anything on Saginaw right now. Let's check this out here. Ah, no, not even close. Well, there is a little pocket right there, but it doesn't look like it's really on a trend. Yeah, it's not really doing a whole lot. That's crazy. I mean, Michigan, in all fairness, I know Michigan doesn't get a lot of tornadoes, but it can happen, and this is a great example. The fact that outside of Detroit and something like this can occur it's wild to me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I kind of mentioned that a little bit in the description here. From Lansing all the way to Detroit. I didn't necessarily say Grand Rapids. Let's go ahead and go back to velocity for a moment, or reflectivity for a moment. Oh, yeah. I got you, Kyle. All right, we're starting to build a little bit of an audience here. Like, it really frustrates, but still, the fact that sirens are being decommissioned around these areas is crazy to me. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you have the proper moisture sources. You're near the Great Lakes. Really, it comes down to the jet stream for your area. You can have the moisture and the thermal, but if you have no kinematics, you have nothing. Because the kinematics can almost act like a trigger in a way. And then, of course, that can also help bring in the fronts, which also are the lifting mechanisms as well. That is true. That is also very true. Looks like Brandon's on the backside of it now. Skies have already started to lighten up a bit.
There's likely a tornado, or at least likely was a tornado.
All right, we're up to 11. We were up to 11 people for just a moment there. Welcome in. We are tracking severe weather right now, and there's also been a tornado that just went through the Plainfield. I think it was Alpine Township, actually. I think the storm is now dissipated, but a damaging wind threat is definitely going to be increasing with this as time goes on.
Don't worry about it. There's a spot you can actually get through. Just find a spot to flip around.
You can actually see this segment bowing out here, so I'm expecting some major damaging winds to start to emerge here shortly. Big downdraft could be possible here. Also, the threat of flooding exists with this to me as well.
Definitely on the ground. I was watching all the power flashes to the northwest as it was coming through.
The greatest threat for damaging winds seems to be more so towards the northern half of it.
The circulation was like north of us, but man, all hell broke loose where we were at.
Yeah, that definitely caught me off guard without a doubt. But I am going to try and book it.
This is the new severe thunderstorm warning here. Has the tornado possible tag since this little sector has a history of producing now. And then to go with that, if I can get that out the way here. Come on, there we go. But beyond that, you can now see this little surge here. Damaging winds are definitely on the rise now. We're easily seeing above 60 miles an hour. We probably could start to see some 70s if this continues to go on the trend that it's on now. So, business picking up very quickly. In fact, there is a 70-mile-per-hour gust on radar here. We got a 73 at the very least. 76. There's some decent numbers in here. This could get a considerable severe thunderstorm warning tag in just a little bit. We're about to see this tornado warning expire, but I think damaging winds are going to start to take over. Wait, what? Brad you. Grab your bows. Grab your arrows because we got a little bow echo. Yeah, that is a pretty much that's pretty much a full-on bow segment right there if I've ever seen one. So this is about to get hectic over here. So while there's no considerable severe thunderstorm warning yet, if you're over towards Saranac, Ionia, Orleans, Belding, I think Greenville's going to be out of it, but also Clarksville, Lake Odessa in Clarksville in Michigan, Lake Odessa, Muir, Lyons, even Pewamo and Portland, you need to be on the lookout. Could be seeing a big time severe thunderstorm with some significant damaging winds in the next little bit here. And if this continues to go at its current track, we would have to be looking also towards Oneida Township and DeWitt as well, and eventually even Lansing. Business has picked up pretty quick. Then we have to watch for even more storms out ahead of this, because they could also have the threat of briefly producing tornadoes. So if you haven't already, I urge you to hit that like button, especially hit that share button, especially if you know anyone from Lansing all the way down towards Detroit in particular. Also Grand Rapids as well. Make sure that they're that they have a plan of action here in case things start to really go downhill, which hate to say, but more than likely we're going to see some pretty big storms rolling through in the next little bit here for sure. Check my phone while I'm at it real quick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing that. I don't think we're done with our tornado threat just yet. Low level shear isn't impressive, so it may keep things a little bit limited, but not by much. By the way, Lexi, there's a storm just to the south of you right now, and then right behind it, there's another one that's probably going to smack you guys head on. Probably not going to have great visibility, though, based off what you were telling me with the clouds. Yeah, they probably have a better radar than I do right now for Canada. Because I don't know what it is about our site here, but we just can't seem to get good visual with it, which is kind of irritating. It's all right. We'll figure some way to work around it eventually. So this tornado warning is about to expire. It does look like we started to lose that bow for a moment. It could recycle, though. I think some interference is occurring from this little bit of convection right here, which is good news, because those winds would have been pretty significant if it could have really gotten attacked any further together. There's still some pretty strong winds in here, so it's not like the threat is minimal now, though. There's still plenty of 60, 70, even some 80s and 90s now in here still. Yeah, some pretty big time winds here for sure. There goes our tornado warning. And you can still see the boat segment here on radar. If you actually were to look at it, here's where our boat out segment is. Not quite as robust as before, but still, anywhere in this region here, any towns where I'm circling right here may need to be on the lookout for increased damaging winds here. That looks really bad. Let me get that off there. Defense. All right. I guess we'll go ahead and go back to reflectivity for now. Actually, no. Let me go ahead and look at rainfall totals or rainfall rates at the moment. Nothing super crazy at the moment. But this has just been picked up on radar over the last little bit here. Over towards Kenosha and Wisconsin, however, there's been some pretty heavy rainfall from the looks of it. Over an inch in the last hour, which is pretty crazy. We're mainly just looking at cumulative rainfall rates. Right now, the totals haven't really fully come in on radar. And these aren't always the most accurate, or they used to not be like that. So far, we're still staying on the light side. In the next little bit here, though, I do think there could be a few flash flood warnings here towards Alpine Township as the storm continues to pass over here. I think Cannon Township as well probably could see some pretty significant rainfall from the looks of it. Okay. Still have a fair share of severe thunderstorm warnings over here towards Canada. We got quite a few that are starting to sneak over towards, what lake is this again? Lake Erie? Yep, it is Lake Erie. And I think these are going to be the ones that come into play for parts of Pennsylvania and even parts of New York and also Ohio here. Storms seem like they're still a pretty good ways off, though, at the moment. But this is pretty much going just as the HRRR had forecasted here. As we're now starting to get damage reports out of Alpine and Plainfield Townships here. You got lightning in your area now, Lexi? Yeah, this is right where we were seeing debris when we were looking at CC earlier. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's a new tornado warning. This is in Canada. It's the first Canadian tornado warning I think we've covered. At least on this stream. Oh, wow. This is far up north. This is north of Winnipeg. Wow. So this is towards Interlake, Manitoba, or Interlake, Manitoba. So Gypsumville, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Gypsumville, Ashern, and West Interlake. There is the chance that this storm could produce a tornado, and actually looks really good on radar. Oh my goodness. This actually looks really good on radar here. Look at velocity here. It's not a great picture, but you can definitely see that there's something there. We're a little far away from the radar, so it's going to be hard to truly pick up on it. If I switch radar sites, you can kind of see it better. But even so, you can see the green and red. There is some kind of couplet there. Again, with us being so far away from the radar site, it does make things difficult to read. No, that's a good point. That's a good idea. I mean, if you're being realistic, there's not really too much you can do with the storm this far away, you almost never will get to it in time. And then, of course, chasing at night is pretty sketchy as well. So you got to pick your battles wisely. But I'm sure you and your chasing partners know that already. Oh wow, there were tornado reports today over towards North Dakota too. Oh, go back to full. Oh. So I guess we may as well include Canada in this stream tonight. This was something. Oh yeah, the lakes definitely make that difficult too. They're not called the Great Lakes for nothing. That's a lot of ground that they take. That's a lot of space that they take up. Or were you referring to something more weather related as well, not just topography? Turn up this TV a little bit. This is not much of a football game though. Of course, it's the preseason though. Yeah, the weather. I mean, obviously, the Great Lakes can sometimes almost act like the Gulf of Mexico sometimes. So if you get a good moisture return and other kinematics to go with the thermos, then there you go. You're rolling at that point. But I wasn't expecting it this far out west over towards Canada, but I didn't get a great chance to look at that either, though. So sometimes I have to let the weather surprise me, and this is one of those situations. Hmm. I guess Ontario would be a cool place to check out if I would ever go visit Canada. I'm also curious about Winnipeg, though. So, okay, so I'm starting to figure this setup up a little bit better, or I'm starting to figure this setup out a little bit better up here. I appreciate that. If I could get there, maybe I'd give it a shot. If I could get the money together, maybe I'd get it a shot. But a lot of places I'm trying to go visit. I don't know when that's going to happen. Hopefully it'll be soon someday. Nice. Uh, Thanks for the clip, by the way. I'm just now seeing it. I'm obviously not going to be able to play it, but appreciate that a bunch. Oh, no. There's several severe thunderstorm warnings with tornado possible attacks in Michigan, so gonna definitely have to keep an eye on those as well. Things are starting to get a little busier than I was expecting. This storm looks really stout here. I'm actually quite impressed. And actually, here's another one right here off of 412 here that needs to be watched closely. Thankfully, this looks like it's going to be over rural areas for the most part before it crosses over the Sturgeon Bay here. or actually even flow lake. Even flow. Thank you, Pearl Jam. But some towns that could be in the path of this other storm, if it continues to wrap up here, will be Leaside Beach, Little Bullhead, Pine Dock, and then anyone on 234 here, and also Matheson Island. Appreciate that, Lexi. It's a pretty nice squall line that's developed just off to the east of Winnipeg, too. Man, I didn't think Canada was going to be so hot on the action tonight as well. Gonna have to jump back towards Michigan as well, of course, and then eventually we're gonna see Ohio and even parts of Indiana get into the action. So New York over towards Buffalo could get involved too. Maybe even the northwest corner of Pennsylvania as well. Cleveland's in there too. Oh, yeah. I mean, there were some pretty impressive moisture returns far off to the north here. Like over towards Michigan earlier this morning when I made the video, I noted a spot that had a dew point of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's it's pretty significant. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that it would make those 60 plus degree dew points in Fahrenheit would make it that far to the north. But still, it's just crazy to think about there. Dang. Still only at one tornado warning right now, but I get the feeling at least north of the border that's going to change. Still waiting to see just what happens with these storms over here towards Michigan right now. A lot of convection over towards Lansing. A lot of cape over towards Lansing. Lexing. Wow, sorry about that, Lexi. Unless you know how long I've been up today. Big booms. If you even catch the audio of that on camera, that's awesome. That just shows you how much I love thunderstorms. Also, to anyone who's watching for the first time tonight, if you haven't hit that like button, definitely do so, because we're also covering Canada tonight too. Furthermore, also, we have a Discord server where we talk about weather and other stuff. We go outside the topic, of course, but if you want to hit up our Discord, join the server, you type in !Discord, and you just look on chat. The link will be there, and also will be a pin chat message. There we go. But business is picked up pretty quickly over here in the last hour here. We likely had a tornado over here towards Alpine and Plainfield townships here in Michigan. There are several severe thunderstorm warnings in Michigan right now that have the tornado possible tag. And then, of course, over towards Canada, we do have a tornado warning. We now have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning tag. This is for Iona and Montcalm counties in Michigan. This is tagged for 80-mile-per-hour winds. And this is going to be extending from a line 8 miles northeast of Iona, 8 miles west of Portland to Lake Odessa, moving at 25. All right, I could show this picture. I could show the picture. Also, some extra areas that could be affected by this severe thunderstorm warning over towards Lake Odessa here. I'm trying to get this warning to open here. Boom. There we go. There we go. Also, Belden, Greenville, Portland, Carson City, Orleans, Sabua, Lyons, Sheridan, Muir, Mulligan, Pewamo, Hubbardston, Clarksville, Palo, Ionia County Airport, Butternut, and Fenwick here. So get to your safe spot if you haven't already, guys. This can do the same kind of damage as a small tornado here, which we could have already had at Alpine and over towards Plainfield Townships. It's a dangerous storm. Do not play around with this. All right. Also, to just make note of how impressive the dew points are over this area. This is from one of my mods. This is Lexi. She's in Canada. Just sent me this. But look at how hazy it is out there right now. This is not from wildfires, folks. This is just the sheer amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere right now. The amount of precipitable water over this region is ridiculous. But if those dew points are that impressive over towards Canada, just imagine what they are here. Earlier today, when I made my forecast video, I even saw a pocket around here where we were towards 80-degree dew points. So it wouldn't also surprise me to see an increased flooding threat as we go later into the evening and into the night. It seems to be wild all across the Great Lakes here, whether you're north or south of the border. This is exactly why I went live here. Just something told me the parameters were set up a little bit too impressively not to do it. See if we can get a viewpoint of Kalamazoo here, but it looks like the camera's down. Storms are about to pass through Lansing right now. There's a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning. Flint is another area that's about to be a hot spot. Hey, what's up, Baconator? Good to have you here, man. You missed out actually just a few minutes ago, man. There was a pretty good chance that we saw a tornado go through Alpine and Plainfield townships here. There's the damage reports. Brandon was on the storm. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yep, and then there's actually tornado warnings in Canada. We're covering those as well. You got to make a thing on Snapchat. Oh boy. Man, Brandon Kopic on at least 3 reports, if not more. Tornado warning has now expired. You need to upload a selfie on Snapchat. What the heck, dude? Really? You kids being consumed by your social media. Fair enough. This was a storm that had a tornado warning on it earlier. Looks like this storm is now starting to go outflow dominant from the looks of it. Oh, brother. Have fun. Have fun with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Baconator Henry, aka Wendy's. Oh, I know you're not gonna have fun dealing with that, but good luck to you. That's what I really meant to say. Is the stream going well, by the way, guys? Hi, Rebecca. Just trying to make sure that the changes I made are working well. It seems like they are. The stream seems a little bit more stable. I don't know what was going on all last week when I tried streaming, but just everything. I guess I was just pushing the computer a little too hard here. New tornado warning in Canada now. Going back over there. I think this was that other. No, this is a different storm. So this is over towards the localities of Sweet Rita, Haddishville, and Rennie. So there's also a chance of damaging winds, large hail, and locally intense rainfall. So this is the way they word these warnings are so different compared to the U.S. It's quite a difference, actually. I think there could be several points of rotation with this too, if I'm really looking at this closely. Here's the first one here. That's an obvious point. And then the second one might be a little further to the south. I think more so the northern point looks the most impressive on velocity. But here's another point right here. And then I think there should be one more right about there. But there's a little like kink over there, like a little line trying to develop. But there's small little notches here. And that's where the points of rotation are most likely. Greatest one, of course, is here where this comma head is. But good news is it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of towns here. They look like they're relatively small. Nonetheless, if you do happen to be north of the border watching this and you're over towards Rennie right now, even Elma and even Decimal, you need to be on the lookout here. You could have a possible tornado trying to develop here, damaging winds and also hail. We did have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning tag momentarily, or a while ago, but it momentarily just had expired, thankfully. So now we're just left with a couple of considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. Ionia County in Michigan is the main one here, but there was another one that I saw over towards Clinton County. Yeah, I'm gonna try to actually right now if I can, and add a couple other details to the description here. Oh, I have plenty. I have more room for more characters. That's pretty cool. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just gonna do a little bit of quick typing here. It's actually starting to really jump off over towards Canada right now, Kyle. We had a supercell over there earlier, and now we got a little line segment that's got like a comma head and several different points over towards the Winnipeg area. This is well off to the east of them, though. But yeah, check this joker out. Got at least maybe 2 different points of rotation, possibly even a third here if this southern flank gets its act together. But just the amount of stuff that we have going on here tonight is kind of crazy. It does act. It should. What you would do is you would go to regional, the regional section, and then you would be able to do. You should be able to get over to Canada. I think HRRR kind of covers Canada. GFS is really the best model to use for Canada. I think Euro also does as well, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really had too much chance to cover Canada, though, so I'm still kind of unfamiliar. This was that supercell from earlier. Oh, there we go. Now there's a tornado warning in Michigan. This is for Genesee County. So we're going to jump over there now. And this little notch in the line here. This got issued not too long ago here. Literally a minute ago. So for somebody who's not getting notifications, at least I'm keeping up pretty decently. It's a pretty broad rotation from the looks of it, thankfully, but we've seen how quickly things have ramped up. The Alpine storm was just enough. The Alpine Township storm, I should say, was enough. That was a good catch. You see me look off to my left on the screen here. I am watching football too while I'm doing coverage here. Keeping it down enough to where there's no sort of copyright issues, of course. So bear with me there, but I'm not being too distracted here. Corn. Where's contingents at? We need him to say perspiration. That was a corny sentence. Oh. How do you feel about this season, by the way, Kyle? I gotta ask. Not trying to pick at you, but I know you guys have been having some tough years recently over in Nebraska. So just kind of curious to hear what you're thinking of the Cornhuskers this year. So I am more than happy to talk sports. I'm trying to find this point of rotation while I'm at it. I'm not sure. If I'm really sold on to what I'm seeing here. I'm watching corn, not football. Oh, you did make it. Okay. Okay. While I'm at it, I might as well show what we're starting to see over in Canada. This is over towards Toronto now. Get my brain to work here real quick so I can switch the screen over. This is just north of Toronto here. It's hazy. You can start to see a little bit more lightning in the picture now. Just a short clip right there for you guys. Also gonna try to see if I can find a few cameras over here towards Michigan where the weather's ongoing at the moment. So just bear with me for a second here. It's a new one. Oh yeah, this is the same one I've been watching. Oh, that's cool. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, Kyle, I've been watching this one over towards Flint. Rotation isn't super impressive here. I'm looking at it from multiple tilts. I haven't really seen anything that is super concerning. Nothing that indicates a tornado trying to touch down at the moment. So that's good news. One thing that is concerning is the sheer amount of wind that we're starting to see now. That's very concerning, especially over towards Grand Ledge where we're getting up to 100-mile-per-hour gusts. We're probably going to see yep, there it is. Destructive tag severe thunderstorm warning. And this one is going to end up being for Eaton County. This is extending from Edgemont Park to Potterville, 6 miles east of Nashville. This is moving at 60 miles an hour. Of course, the threat is 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is including Lansing, Charlotte, Eatonton Rapids, Grand Ledge, Potterville. I don't know why I keep messing up that name. Edgemont Park, Calamo, Brookfield, Dimondale, Waverly, Gresham, Fitch H. Beach Airport, and then also Skyview Estates Airport. But man, look at these winds, man. This is crazy. Well, we're getting some readings up to 100 miles an hour. Even saw 114. Oh man, this is crazy. If you are not in your safe spot over here, what are you doing? You need to get there right now. These winds make it to the surface. These can do the same kind of damage as a small tornado. And this is heading right towards Lansing. If you are not in your safe spot, what are you doing? You need to be there now. You should have been there already. The safe spot in this case will be away from windows, as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and maybe even having a helmet. Having something to protect your head in case debris were to fall on you. And if possible, even get to the lowest level of your home too. At the very least, the most central room in your house. Shoot, over towards Flint here, there's some pretty strong winds with this too. This is getting towards 70 miles an hour. Excuse me, guys. I had to burp a little bit. Apologize. Man, things are picking up things have been picking up pretty quick here. Let's check back over towards the north of the border here at our storm. It's not looking as impressive on radar. It's starting to look like it's going outflow dominant here. The inflow towards this comet head's starting to fade here a little bit. It's not looking anywhere near as robust as it did a few minutes ago. It's also looked like it's picked up a little bit of speed too, so this could recycle down the line. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Man, things have really ramped up. in the last little bit here. I think Brandon's done for the night, considering the fact that he's been chasing. That he was chasing when that tornado went through, and as a result, he's probably assisting with immediate recovery or response, or he's doing first responder esque work. It's a little fun fact about a lot of these chasers here. They do a lot. They usually are some of the first people on the scene after a storm hits, of course, and they do have a lot of first aid and medical training. A fair number of them do, at least, for situations just like what Brandon has encountered here. You're good, Lexi. You're good. Well, so here's a little radar 101 for you here. If you go over to this product called velocity mode here, when you start seeing these bright blue colors here, these are winds going towards the radar. And if you see them in this like blue color here, that these are pretty strong winds. They're pretty severe, so definitely a red flag to look out for when you're out chasing, of course. Man, still getting close to 100 miles an hour near Lansing. That is a huge problem. I'm going to see if I can't find a camera here. Just give me a second, guys. It doesn't seem like I'm able to find any too quickly. I'm definitely going to try. Might have found something here. Still shot. These are all still shots. All right, let's see what we got here. Maybe I can. Okay, I found something now. This is from Michigan State University, actually. No sound, but we can actually get a look at what's going on here. Seems like either the high winds are passing through now or had just passed through now. Yep, this is East Lansing, so if the winds haven't already passed through, they're just finishing up now. You can still see the torrential rainfall over here as well. Well, you can sneak a video, then nah, it's raining. You shouldn't do it then. Definitely want to chill inside from this point. I always want to get those pictures. I always try to get those pictures before the storm really starts to ramp up. Yeah, I think the winds have just passed through here. We were just a little bit behind. Yeah. Yeah, once that rain starts coming in though, Lexi, towards your area, you were better off just heading inside. It starts to get a little bit more dangerous. The amount of lightning actually starts to increase the heavier the rain tends to get. Shoot, that'll work too. That's what I do sometimes. I think one of my first shorts here on the channel was from a time when I did that. There was literally a stationary thunderstorm over my house. Still have our one tornado warning here just outside of Flint here. Still not much in the way of rotation. I don't think this is going to last for long here. Yeah, I think the worst of this is past Lansing. And if anything, it kind of stayed to the southwest of Lansing. Oh, I didn't switch the screen over. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. My head's been itching super bad today. Hoping that means my hair's still growing. Scalp's probably dry too. Yeah, I think Lansing just barely got grazed by that wind here. We'll see what the damage reports are like from that area, but some pretty significant winds are likely to have gone through that region. Sometimes the weather will do that to you. Yeah, that makes me feel some kind of way whenever it happens to me as well. So you definitely understand how you're feeling there. Ooh, that's interesting. Still trying to see if I can find some extra cameras for you guys, by the way. But doesn't look like there's any that record. It's only just snapshots. You're gonna stay in the corner, are you sure? I mean, don't put yourself at risk if you don't have to. That's my thing. Okay. Just be careful, that's all I ask. Fair enough, fair enough. Views are dropping. Well, so we've dropped. So we still have that tornado warning towards Genesee County, which is over towards Flint. But outside of that, it's really not doing. But I think we lost that tornado warning over towards Canada. Now just a multitude of severe thunderstorm warnings. And I still don't see much in the way of rotation. I don't know why they're letting this continue for. It's strange how views are dropping like they are. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? Hang on, what is this? Give me a second, guys. Just got a interesting text message. Okay, they just now canceled that tornado warning. Wait, hold on a second. What is this right here? Oh, we might be seeing a new tornado warning get issued here in just a moment. Some rotation right here, and it's heading right towards Weberville. It's probably going to be our next area of interest here for sure. Just outside of Williamston. Well, that depends on if it's reaching them, Lexi. I don't even know who the stream is reaching out to at the moment. Hopefully that people over there are actually watching somehow. If they are, I mean, it's okay, but just hopefully they're, my hope is that they stay weather aware regardless, whether it's through us or through somebody else. At the end of the day, the end goal is still the same. If we can keep people safe, then it's a win. But this is very concerning right here. This also is a destructive tag severe thunderstorm warning as well. So that is a big problem. Excuse me. Some new reports coming in. This is just outside of Charlotte, Michigan. 70-mile-per-hour tag report. Oh, you hear that torrential rainfall. There is a tornado warning right there. This is for Ingham County. This is capable of producing a tornado near Williamston, 6 miles west of Fowlerville. This is moving east at 50. Thankfully, this looks like it's going to be remaining over rural areas, but Weberville, as we mentioned before, is in the path. This is where our destructive tag severe thunderstorm warning is. I think we have another one as well. It's over in Jackson County, Michigan as well. Just to the south. Well, this must be for the northern end of the county, though, right now. Yep, they're already issuing in advance. So if you get that warning, that's your time to act. Don't wait till the storm's on top of you. Well, be careful. Definitely want to get towards a spot that's away from windows, that's for sure. The damaging wind threat's gotten pretty impressive here in the last little bit. Then there's always that chance of a quick spin up too. I'm pretty sure that there might be a tornado down with this over towards Williamston, heading towards Weberville. And then also we may need to keep an eye out for Handy Township and Fowlerville, and also anyone that's on I-96 here. Definitely need to be going to their safe spot, even though they aren't under the warning yet. This is a fast mover, so it's not like things can't change pretty quickly with this. And you guys definitely need to be on the way to your safe spot. This is not something you want to mess with today. I'm actually going to go ahead and check CC for debris here. Oh, yeah, that's definitely down. That is a pretty notable tornado, if anything, because that's a pretty clear-cut debris ball right there. So we have an official. So we 100% have a tornado on the ground. There's your TDS for proof. So we'll go ahead and sound the siren, even though they have not upgraded the warning. Up there it is. Observed tornado warning, and this has been extended over to the next county, which is Livingston County. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado near Williamston. This is a radar confirmed tornado here. Pennsylvania along. I think I added an extra E on there by mistake. Appreciate that, contingents. Glad to have you here, by the way. Oh, wow. They have worded this very strongly. I mean, this is a pretty stout rotation signature here, too. The V2, wow. Yep. Scrambling. I'll fix it. Yep, there it is, PDS. All right, fixed it, contingents. I'll have to show that later, Lexi. I'm sorry, but this has gotten crazy here. Yes, that is indeed a PDS warning. I don't know if you can tell, but do you think this is on the ground, Isaiah? Surely this isn't on the ground. Oh no, I'm pretty sure. That is a crazy signature right there. I'm going to have to split this. Oh, wow. Look at how that's wrapped up. That is crazy. Dang. Where's Kyle at? Where's Kyle at? Velocity looks insane. Velocity was looking insane. Thankfully, this is starting to weaken. Because, oh my goodness. But yeah, a few frames ago, this was looking ridiculous. And this was just as it was going into Weberville. Hopefully it weakened as it went into Weberville. I do think they probably got hit, though. Holy cow. Just because you end up seeing a squall line or bow echo does not mean you can't get a significant tornado, and this is great proof right there. Yeah, if you could keep an eye out for damage on Twitter, definitely do so. If you can send something without the video, if you can send something without any major copyrights, that'd be awesome too. So that way we can look at the damage. But man, wow. Started out early on the stream over here towards Alpine Township with a tornado, with a likely tornado and also 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And then just now, I think we had a tornado that just went through Weberville, Michigan, too. Not to mention, we also had tornado warnings in Canada today, too. The next place that this could be heading towards, if this is still on the ground here, would probably be Handy Township here. That's quite a name. But you definitely want to be taking shelter if you're over there towards Handy Township and Fowlerville. All we can do is hope that this lifts soon, because this could very well recycle just like a typical supercell thunderstorm. This is a great environment for both damaging winds and tornadoes. This is pretty well wrapped up at this point, I would say. You can almost even kind of see a debris ball here on reflectivity alone. It's going to take a minute for damage to come in if it did end up occurring. Let's hope that isn't the case, though. Let's hope this didn't hit anything. That debris ball is that debris signature does look like it's kind of smearing outward, though, so that is a positive sign that maybe this might have lifted already. Let's hope that all I can do is hope that that's the case. Can't confirm anything as of yet. There's been no visual confirmation either, outside of the radar confirmation. I'm worried that there's also been damage just outside of Williamston as well. What's up, contingents? What, you see something? Man, what a night it's been so far. Oh, there's a new tornado warning in Livingston. Oh, wait, this is the same one. Sorry, guys. It's debris rain time. Yeah, that's not in good taste, dude. Come on. You got to do better. We know what it does, but that doesn't mean that you say it like that. That's what contingents is saying. Have some respect about you. Those are people's belongings. It's not a good look, dude, and I shouldn't have to be correcting you on here about that. Anyway. Yeah, I think that debris is starting to smear outward, and that signature is looking a lot less robust. Really hoping that that has lifted. I'm going to shift back to velocity here really quickly. Yeah, it looks like that might have lifted now. These are short-lived, but whenever they do something, man, they can do a lot of damage very quickly. Well, for now, it looks like it's lifted. Still keep an eye out, but I think you should be okay right now. We're down to one tornado warning. They just dropped it back down to radar indicated, so not to say that the threat's over, but things do look like they might be trending in the right direction. Just keep an eye out. Stay in your safe spot. That's the best thing that you can do right now. Well, yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, considering how much just energy alone that there is out here right now. Like, if you were to look at the Cape, it's ridiculous. Just really a lot of stuff came together pretty well for this setup here. Literally, the only thing missing was really impressive low-level shear, but even then, there was still 20 to 30 knots worth, which is more than enough. So the environment was just right for this. But look at that signature that we were seeing just as it was passing to either the south of or right through Williamston. That's where I would be concerned of damage right now. It's Williamston. And then eventually even Weberville. Although it did look like it kind of weakened over that area. Yeah, the sheer amount of lightning is insane right now. And then also the wind energy has been really impressive too. Earlier there was even some areas that had 100-mile-per-hour readings on radar too. There's been several destructive tagged severe thunderstorm warnings. So it's been really active tonight. Really active. But it does look like I'm seeing a positive sign here. We're starting to see a decrease in the sheer strength of the winds now. Give it time, Isaiah. Just chill out and relax on just stay in chat and watch radar for now. I think down the line is when we'll probably start to hear reports. If we get no reports, that's the best case scenario, really. I doubt it. But, you know, traffic is really heavy towards Weberville. That may not be a good thing because that rotation couplet was very close to that region. So if that did hit over there, there could be some cars flipped based off of how strong that velocity was at one point. All we can do is hope that that wasn't the case here. Like I said, best case scenario, very little damage, very scary looking couplet. But if it did nothing, then that's great. We are seeing a little bit of a weakening trend with these storms as well from the looks of it. So a much sharper color of red here. We're starting to see a decrease here, which is good news. But I don't know if I would say that this threat's over. In fact, I think that would be very foolish to say that that threat's over. If we look at it from a different radar site, it's still got pretty sharp color of red there. I think just this radar site in general doesn't have as strong of a DBZ to return. It doesn't mean that these storms have completely weakened at all. Yeah, that's the trend that we've honestly been seeing. And then also I've noticed that we have one bow that'll end up going south. This is a horrible arrow. My God. And then this one will kind of push this way, so it's almost like there's a point of convergence or coming together right in between the two along this sector here. And this is where we've seen several tornado warnings tonight. Mm. Yeah. This is yeah, we're far from finished here. Can't let the radar fool you tonight. Good thing it is around here that there's a lot of radar sites to look at, which is nice. Something that's very much needed in a situation like this. Oh, you're talking about the tropics right now. We'll talk about the. We aren't talking about the tropics tonight, Isaiah. Come on, man. Got to get on board with the program, buddy. Got to get on board with the program. Got to read the room. Let's look at a local radar here for a change. Short range reflectivity. Oh no, I'm up to date on it. I'm watching. I've been watching the last 2 days especially. Been on pretty high alert on my end. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's plenty of radar sites to work with, but really there's only two that have a good look at the storm. I just hate that the neither of those storms are showing good reflectivity returns. Because in a way, that's kind of how I do a check down in a sense, is by looking at reflectivity returns and then from there starting to look at velocity. Sometimes if I'm on velocity first, then I'll do that in the reverse order and then just kind of go from that point. It's a little bit of a touch and go process with it being like this though. This is right over the radar. And this is right on that little flank here where it's going to be kind of hard to pick up on. But even then, I can still see the inflow notch here still. So it's sufficient enough for now. Excuse me. But down the line here, my question becomes, what happens when we get towards this spot here, towards Monroe, Michigan, and starting to sneak into Ohio, like, for example, over towards Toledo? We're still in radar range, but the further this gets away from the radar, the harder it's going to be to pick up on it. Yeah, it just hasn't popped up on Radar Omega just yet, but like I said, I was really hoping somehow it wouldn't be the case, but seeing that TDS, I almost was certain that there was damage. Was almost sure of it. Which storm? The one on radar? Yeah, it does actually kind of look like a Jordan icon. Yeah, I see it now. It does look like the Jordan emblem that you would see on your shoes. Funny. But it's definitely dunking in other ways, unfortunately. It's doing its fair share. It's done its fair share of damage so far, and it's not done yet. In fact, this is another considerable severe thunderstorm warning tag here, along with the tornado possible tag. And this is the same section that's also produced tornadoes. You need to look out here in Plainfield, Hudson Mills, Metro Park, Island Lake State Recreation Area, Deli Mills, Argentine, Conway Township, Pinckney Lake Recreation State Area, Hudson Mills, Parker's Corners, and Lakeland. Anyone that's at the Chelsea Community Fair should be seeking safe shelter immediately. Say those 4 words fast. The easternmost severe thunderstorm warning, huh? Oh, the Oxford Charter. U.S., Canada. Really, the best thing to do is to just cycle through this whole line and see what you got. Because there's several points where it's got probability of rotation, it seems. Where is it? Now, where's Oxford at? I'm pretty sure I'm right on top of it, but I can't see it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't pay attention to those guys. Yeah, if somebody's already saying EF3 just based off of wind velocities on radar, that's foolish. That's why I say if you see anyone that starts making ratings in chat after a tornado goes through without even looking at the damage, go ahead and time them out, and if needed be, even hide them. Like that. Excuse me, but that right there is just ignorance at its finest, if you ask me. So, yeah, don't feed into that too much. Don't even try and correct them on social media because they think they know everything. So, yeah, there's been a lot of those tonight too. So it's kind of a tough game. It's a tough game to play. Yeah, I definitely see what you're talking about, but it definitely has some pretty significant wins with it still. We may see yet another destructive severe thunderstorm warning here momentarily, if this continues to go on its current track right now. Excuse me. Dang. Heat's taking something from me. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's another thing. And it's all inflow and outflow based on that radar's relative location. So it's an easy trap to fall into. I think everybody at some point falls into it. Even more experienced guys every once in a while will still look at it and be like, oh, wait, is this rotating? No, it's not. No shame in that, honestly. Man. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that tornado warning's been lifted for a long time. Or at least a good 10-20 minutes now. It's all good, man. It is all good. Storm looks a little weaker right now. Then again, like I said, we're so close to the radar here that I think we might have a little bit of an issue here trying to keep up with things. We've seen a momentary downtrend here as far as severe thunderstorm warnings are concerned. But we'll be keeping an eye out from this point forward here, especially as this goes further to the south. We also have new severe thunderstorm watches issued now over towards Cleveland, Toledo, and even starting to sneak into parts of northeastern Indiana and also northeastern Pennsylvania and New York as well. This is the meso discussion that was issued for it. There's an 80% probability of watch, which is pretty high. Still gradient CAPE of about 1,500 to 3,000 joules per kilogram, more than sufficient enough for severe weather. There's also still a threat of an isolated tornado or two. So we're far from done here. Actually might go to the restroom real quick. I shall return momentarily. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So, from the looks of it, not too much has changed since I stepped away for a moment. But we still have some pretty intense storms here, just based off the amount of lightning we see still. Thanks, Lexi. Uh, but we still have a multitude of severe thunderstorm warnings, including a considerable tag now that is including Detroit now. So definitely need to be keeping an extra close eye on these guys. Blavitt Green Oak, huh? Oh, I see it now. Ah, yeah, just to the north there. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's trying to do a thing with that comma head there. Let's go ahead and shift over to velocity for that. Good catch, contingents. You can kind of see it right there. It's still weak right now, but we've seen how quickly these will ramp up here. That's what we've been seeing all night. So between Green Oak Township and Line Charter, that's probably where we're going to most likely see a new point of interest. Yeah, this is going to be the spot. Oh, it's thousands of feet. So about debris was lofted about 15 to 20,000 feet. That's basically what KFT is. I feel bad for anyone that's at this football game I'm watching. Not even a close one. Of course, it's preseason anyway. But yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit more evident of a notch here. If it ramps up any further, we'll probably see a tornado warning get issued on this at any minute. In fact, I'm thinking it probably will still get one. Also seeing a little bit of an uptick in damage wind potential here. Broken into the 60 mile per hour range just south of Kigo Harbor. And then after that, of course, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our potential area of interest here just outside of Green Oak. As far as rotation is concerned, like I said, still rather weak, but it does look like it's getting a little bit healthier here. Maybe 15, 20 minutes it could produce a tornado. Maybe it could be sooner. If Ann Arbor puffs out, yeah, I see that one too. Let's go ahead and go back to reflectivity. It looks like it could try to. It's like a little baby notch that's trying to form there. We'll see what happens with it. Kind of looks like that corridor over here that was affecting over towards, where was it? I think it was towards let me see. I think it was over towards Windsor and Delhi here. I think this is starting to weaken finally. It's been a long time coming, because that was a pretty gnarly sector of storms there. 61 mile per hour report. Excuse me, guys. Keep yawning. 9-hour day at work will do that to you, I guess. Okay. Four possible tag. Which one? The Green Oak storm? Yeah, I was kind of expecting it. It doesn't look imminent yet, but like I said, I think if it's gonna do so, it's gonna happen pretty fast. And then Ann Arbor looks interesting too. It does look like that little inflow notch is trying to ramp up as well. Yeah, Ann Arbor does look a little better now. I think they both still look like they have pretty good potential. I kind of like the structure of the Lion Charter Green Oak area because that inflow notch looks like it would allow that storm to that little mezzo to really breathe here. But Ann Arbor looks pretty good at this point too. I think they both have a good shot. Ooh, excuse me. Daggone it. Cannot stop yawning. All right, Lexi. We'll let you know if you miss anything. Let's see if we can actually pull up a camera around Ann Arbor or just off to the east of here towards Detroit. I don't know what the heck that was that I just felt on my head. Hey, welcome back, Baconator. I think I might have found a webcam around Detroit. I don't know if it's a recorder. It doesn't look like it. Nope. Daggone it. I need some live shots. It's all time lapses. Uh-oh. Hey, getting some first damage reports from Weberville, are we? Yep, Northern Couplet, there's a tornado warning. No surprises there. We saw that one coming from a mile away, pretty much, essentially. So here's our tornado warning. This is over towards Green Oak. This is now Salem, moving towards Novi, moving east at 50. This is Wayne and Washtenaw counties in Michigan. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but Washtenaw. Yeah, but anyway, some areas that we need to look out for would be Livonia around 10:30, so the next 15 minutes. We also have to look at Plymouth and Westland. We also have the mile markers 24 and 29 on I-275, mile markers 168 and 172 on I-96, and M14 mile markers 13 and 21. Shut up, Baconator. You don't offer McGriddles anyway, Wendy, so I'm not impressed. Well, Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's been the trend with all of these, really. None of these have really been able to stay on the ground for long. Like, they'll get going, but they'll never stay there. Yeah, they're brief, but they have a lot of pop in them. They can do some serious damage. And even then, the damaging wind threat alone is still significant enough. You see if I can find some kind of picture over towards this area right now. Wait, I think I might have found something. Yep, here we go. We got a live shot of Detroit, and oh my goodness, there's so much lightning right now. Give me just a moment. I'm switching over. I'll have to show that in just a second, man. But look around. Look at this. The camera's panning around. There's a boat on the water right now. This is not a good spot to be. But just all around, there's lightning everywhere. We're going to see a big storm coming through here momentarily. And somewhere off to the west is where the tornado warning is. Well, this is a operated webcam, remotely operated webcam here, so I'm pretty sure whoever's operating this is nice and safe. It's eerie almost how calm those winds are right now. It's not really a lot going on over there at the moment, but it looks like they're particularly honing in on something off in that direction here. I can't tell exactly which way they're facing, unfortunately. But there is a boatload of lightning. But this is from the Detroit River, live from the Dawson Museum, or Dawson Museum, I should say. There is a boatload of lightning. I mean a boatload of lightning. That is crazy. And if you look really closely, you can even see the clouds kind of moving here a little bit. See a lot of you can see the flags starting to move though, so the wind is starting to increase now. All right, we're going to switch back to radar Omega momentarily. Keep an eye on things as this tornado warning draws closer towards the metro here. But you can see how close this actually is, and this is not a slow-moving storm either, folks. This is moving at about 50 miles an hour, so this will eventually start to work its way closer to the metro here. We're gonna probably get a view of it shortly. Which tornado? That's the question, contingents, because there's been several. There's been at least a couple tonight. There's the one towards Alpine Township, and then of course the one that you and Isaiah popped up on over here. And there's even been tornado warnings north of the border here too, on the most recent one. Well, I guess I can show you guys some of the damage that we're seeing. So here's a damage report coming in from Twitter. This is this looks like a trailer that got blown over here from the looks of it. Then there's also been plenty of reports of uprooted trees here. So these tornadoes, even though they're forming in lines here, they're not your discrete supercells. These are still doing considerable to significant amounts of damage. So let's make sure that we're heeding these warnings, because it really isn't going to do you any good if you disregard it and then you get hit. Definitely not something you want to mess with here. So this is another sector right here that now is starting to go up with rotation. This now has a tornado warning on it as well. I cannot click the warning to save my life. This is Wayne County now. And this is going to be heading south of the Detroit area here. This is also moving at 50 miles an hour. This is located over Canton. This is radar indicated rotation. So we need to be on the lookout for Romulus at about 10:30. So you literally have 7 minutes in that case. Taylor at 10:35. So you have 12 minutes there. Other areas to keep an eye on here: New Boston, Inkster, Wayne, Westland, Garden City, and Dearborn Heights. Also mile markers 11 and 26 on I-275 and 188 and 202 on I-94. Yeah, it was a good call there. It was a very good call there, contingents. Good job, man. Okay, let's see what we got there. Maybe actually, because I mean, I do see that. I see that right there. That could be. I mean, that's right where the rotation was supposed to be too. It could be. You might be onto something there, Isaiah. Nah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Let's set it into a loop here. Yeah, that could be it. Hold on now. Like I said, you could be onto something. This is gonna stay well south of Detroit, it looks like, or at least that potential point of interest there. Of course, we'll still have to watch the one that's over towards Plymouth. Man, this has been quite the evening. To think that we still aren't done yet. You're black pilled on. Oh, wow. Black pilled on CC. It seems like it does kind of tie in well with where the rotation is. So I think there's a possibility that this is on the ground. I can't say for sure. But look, I'm going to actually go ahead and do this side by side real quick. I'm still not sold entirely on it being on the ground, but there's a chance. Like it lines up pretty well. So I'm not ruling it out. Dang. Dang, my head is itching. I'm sorry, guys. This has been a tough day today. On me physically, clearly. And just as quickly as it popped up, it's already gone. It kind of ties in with how things have been going with these storms here. They'll quickly spin up, and then just as quickly as they spin up, they start to fizzle out here. We'll have to see if that ends up being a tornado or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was on the ground for a brief period. The one towards Alpine was like that, and then the most recent one before this one was also on the ground for a short period. Although you guys went on a PDS warning here, that rotation was pretty robust. Excuse me. It's the palm reading of meteorology. I can't disagree with you. That's the sad part. Can't disagree with you at all. Whew. Man. I think we'll switch back over to the camera site that we were at earlier. Well, that looks ominous over there in the distance. I think we're possibly seeing a shelf cloud back there. TDTW. All right, let me go back to Radar Omega then. It was a touchdown. That doesn't surprise me at all. Dang, it's taking its sweet time to load here. For the first time in a while, it's been this slow. Then again, this is a local site. Come on now. Okay, there we go. I should be able to get a look at it now. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Oh, yeah, I saw it now. Yeah, it did do it. It did touch down at the very least a little bit towards Canton. Might try and do it again over towards Wayne. Easy. Dang it. So now we need to be on the lookout for Dearborn around 1040. This is going to be the next point of interest there. Oh, that's not good. Well, Lexi, you did end up missing something. It's another tornado on the ground, or there was one. I think it's lifted now, but it could be trying to recycle again. But it's, hey, man. This was something. I was glad I decided to go ahead and cover this, even if not a lot of people watch or not. Yeah, and this is towards a pretty populated area, but the good news is I think this was a pretty short-lived one, and I don't think it was super strong. But yeah, there were a couple of points there where that did look like it touched. It wouldn't be surprising if that storm did do some pretty notable damage. I mean, like I said, the couplet was pretty strong. I don't want to feed into giving ratings before I even look at damage, though. That's something I would never want to do. Excuse me. Oh. I'll have to check out Toronto in just a second here. Why do we go back to reflectivity on both of these? That's weird. It's like when one person does it, then everybody starts doing it. I'm sorry to anyone that didn't want to yawn. To anyone that did, I did you a favor. Brownstown Charter might see a resurgence in rotation if this can get its act together a little bit more quickly. Wouldn't be surprising if it did, given the nature of these storms. Big time winds in Detroit now. We're switching the radar. We're switching to the camera now. Oh, wow. Look at this image here. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. It's so bad out there right now. Look at this. Oh, those winds are really starting to ramp. But look at the tree in front of the camera. Wow. This is crazy. I would love to hear some sound from this. Like the ambient sound would be incredible right now between the wind and the rain and then the thunder and lightning. But nonetheless, this is still crazy to see right now. The wind should start to lighten up probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes, though. Because, like I said, these storms are moving really fast. They're racing off at about 50 miles an hour to the east. So you just got to hang in there a little bit longer, and then soon we'll probably see conditions begin to improve here, at least through the city. Oh, look at those flags. All the way out, all the way straightened out. Like that's crazy, impressive. Tree skanking in the pit right now. Hello, Horacio, or Horacio. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce your name, dude. I'm so sorry. Uh, well, I mean, if you think about it, that is Lake Erie that we're looking at right now. Oh wow, here comes a big gust of wind. Oh, the camera's shaking. We could lose this camera here if it keeps up. Oh, that is a huge gust of wind right there. You can even see the rain bands just washing over the surface of the water here at the lakes. Oh, I think we might have just seen a power flash. I don't know about you, but I think for a brief period we might have seen a power flash here. The winds are blowing strong enough to where you could probably get some power lines to fail here, some transformers to blow. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. There's a stanky leg camera again. Uh, Well, that's surprising to hear, Lexi. Stanky tree. Yeah, it might be a bye-bye tree soon if it as the winds pick up any further. This is pretty impressive to watch. Just hope that whoever is in the path of this storm right now is taking shelter, because you do not want to be outside in this at all. I sure wouldn't. I love storms. Excuse me. So if I'm not willing to be out in this, you shouldn't be either. You definitely should be in a safe spot. So much lightning too. That's another thing. Just the amount of lightning with all of these storms has been immense. Winds haven't completely died down yet either. Like if you look at the flags, you can still see them stretched out all the way here. So we're probably still getting gusts at least up to about 40 miles an hour, maybe more. But nonetheless, it's pretty rough conditions out here for sure. To say that's honestly an understatement. Oh, excuse me. Uh-oh. That's a new tornado warning now. And that's actually just for Canada, too. And that's actually for north of the border here. The way the border is kind of shaped on Canada over here is a little bit weird. But this is a... this is for southwestern Ontario. But this is Windsor, Essex, and Chatham, Kent. This is from that same... This is pretty much an extension of the same storm that might have produced that tornado over towards Canton. I'm pretty sure there might have been a brief touchdown with it for sure. Apologies for blacking out the screen there. I forgot to switch over to Radar Omega. I had to sound the siren there too. Yeah, we've been kind of mesmerized by what we're seeing here. Conditions are starting to improve just a little bit. I'm starting to be able to see this second tree right here. Before we couldn't even see that. So, the storm might be passing through the area now. Essentially, I mean, you cross the river, you're practically going from U.S. into Canada. You almost would pretty much consider that a checkpoint to cross from U.S. to Canada. It's one of several ways you can go about it. Yep, that's exactly why. I think they're doing it ahead of time. But then again, Canada does things differently than the U.S. as far as tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings are concerned. The way they word the warnings are different. I'm honestly not a fan of that personally. Like if you compare the way that the U.S. words warnings to Canada, it's a night and day difference, honestly. The screen's gonna go dark for just a second. I think we actually just got a report of a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust in Detroit, which is insane. Sadly, Lexi, I don't disagree. From what I've seen, it's not very reliable, and that's also what's helped me up from making forecasts for that region. It's going to take a lot more work and a lot more attention paid in order to make sure that the forecasts are proper. I'm not trying to steal from anyone. I'm just trying to make my own forecast, of course. Major shout out to Instant Weather, though. That seems like they do a pretty good job. Dang, my thigh's itching too. Sheesh. That's crazy. To send warnings after the storm ends is almost like we're in the 1950s or 60s. Even earlier than that, really. But even then, damage is done. Oh, I could not stop yawning. Come on. Snap out of it. Feel myself sinking into my chair. Sheesh. But there's the 70 mile per hour wind report here. This is the west side of Detroit between the intersection of Evergreen, and Joy. So the warnings now. So the most dangerous part of the storm is now exiting out of Michigan, and now we're starting to look at maybe Canada. This is probably going to end up being more of a waterspout type deal at this point. Lake Sinclair. Excuse me. Daggone it, man. Help, I can't stop yawning. Yeah, what is the Canadian nonsense? That's a good question, Contingents. I don't know either. It's Lake Huron. Where's Sinclair at? It's Erie. If I remember correctly, isn't Sinclair like somewhere around... Okay, no, that's not it. Where are you guys looking? Are you guys looking at this exact storm right here? Cause I'm kind of clueless right now. Cause I don't see anything on this storm. Or this storm. Oh wait, I stand corrected. Yes, I do. Uh-oh. Oh boy. That could be another TDS right here, possibly. I think there's actually a command for that on Discord, Lexi. All you have to do is type in exclamation points commands, and then it'll show you all the commands that you have at your disposal, or that we have at our disposal. I thought I was looking in the right place. Isaiah was saying up north. I'm like, pretty sure I'm looking in the right place. But if you're saying up north, all right, we'll see. We'll see if this actually is legit. But yeah, I was looking right at it the whole time in East Rockwood. You straight? It's all good, man. It was 100-mile-per-hour gate to gate. Now it's not, but probably about 2 scans earlier. That's where it was. Oh yeah. But yeah, this has been a crazy evening. This is definitely one to remember. This is over. So you're probably looking at it from that perspective. Yep, there's the gate to gate there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this touchdown. Oh, you're looking at the Cleveland radar? It's a little far. That's very true. There was a thing. Nah, now it's gone. Sounds about right. This is pretty much, like I said, this has pretty much been the nature of these storms, though. You'll see a quick surge, you'll see a random uptrend where things really ramp up, and then before you know it, it's gone. I may need to step away and get something to drink fairly quick so that way I can keep going here. So I'm going to probably try to stay on for at least the next couple of hours. By 1 o'clock, I'm probably going to have to go to bed at that point to get ready for work tomorrow. But we'll stay on for as long as we can until we get to that point. But just give me a second here. I'm going to get something to drink. Try to see if I can stay switched on for that time until that time comes. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Water spout in New Jersey today too. Wow, that's crazy. Man, today's been something else, man. We're getting 50 mile per hour gusts here. Two? Wow, that's pretty crazy. Still have our tornado warnings in Michigan, which are set to expire shortly, I'm sure, as those are exiting the area. And then beyond that, everybody, I'm going to switch back to single site. This isn't really doing me any good looking at it from a different one, from different products here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling the Cleveland site here because it seems like we're behind now. Oh, it was like 11 a.m. this morning. Wow. Well, there was a pretty strong column. There was like a really strong line of storms from earlier to this morning that ended up going through Michigan and then worked its way out to the east. So that doesn't sound that unlikely when I actually think about it. Some significant winds over the lake now. I think Detroit's finally out of the worst of the winds now, but we're going to probably, well, we're already seeing the special marine warnings now. Hang it. Hate the spot that this is in. It's going to make this a little bit tricky to read on to get good radar imagery. But we're almost clear most of the land here at this point. Eventually, we're going to have to start to turn our attention more so towards Ohio. But Michigan, it looks like you're almost out of the worst of the weather here at this point. Sorry, guys, had to down that. Let's try to get a little bit of energy for this final push here. Starting to see the first severe thunderstorm warnings possibly beginning to emerge over here for New York City in the next little bit. Or not New York City, but the state of New York in the next little bit. Cleveland showing winds of 105. That might be accurate, actually, as much as I hate to say that, because, you know, these storms have been showing a history of that all throughout the evening. Thankfully, for the most part, it all has not mixed down to the surface here. But for Wyandotte, it looks like that actually might be ongoing there. River Rouge or River Rouge, Lake Shore. Let's hope that that isn't the case here, but these winds are definitely kicking, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, just because you see it on radar doesn't always mix down to the surface. But with this setup being the way that it is, it's not like it couldn't happen either. So definitely need to be making sure that anyone that's in these warning polygons are in their safe spot. That's for sure. I really don't like. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be honest. I really do not like how these severe thunderstorm warnings are worded, or the time for them. The time frame being 165 minutes is a little bit much, if you ask me. I think some changes should be made. Yeah, Detroit did look pretty bad. They did get a 70-mile-per-hour report. Go ahead and click on that again. We'll probably see maybe a few more reports from the city in just a moment here. Maybe Radar Omega is suggesting that their warnings are actually watches, or vice versa. Hard to say, but I'm not sure what Environment Canada's doing these days. I'm not trying to bash them, disrespect them, or anything, but I do kind of wonder if that length of time is necessary for the storm that's moving at almost 60 miles an hour. But like I said, I don't know anything, and also it's not my area anyway. Put on some music or something to finish up. Yeah, 3 hours for a tornado warning is way too much. I find that beyond ridiculous. It's not kind of ridiculous. There's no question about it. All right. I guess the word I find it, I guess you would call it unreasonable. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason that I don't understand, but I just don't. Like I said, I don't understand, and I can't make sense of it right now. I mean, if the storm's relative motion is like what, maybe 5 miles an hour, a little bit more understandable. But these storms have been moving at about 50, 60 miles an hour, or maybe close to like 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. So if they're gonna, I don't know. I'm not gonna keep reflecting on it. Trying to stretch my legs, just trying to get some blood flowing in, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you would need a tornado warning for 3 hours with this. So to see 83 minutes on here does leave me scratching my head even more so than what I was before now. Oh, snap. I see them. That's no bueno. Yeah, the warning's about to be out of that area in the next 20 minutes or so. That could, but I'm very concerned about that because that could lead to a situation where a lot more people disregard tornado warnings. It's like, we'll wait till the last minute. We'll be fine, take a shelter, because you gotta love human complacency bias. But what do I know? mean go home and environment, Canada. As much as I hate to say that, but yeah, these warnings are a little bit too long for my liking. They issued another. Well, this area does seem like it's trying, but it didn't look that impressive. Excuse me. Dang, so many yawns. Help. Help. I mean, when I look at the radar sites, I mean, I kind of see it. I guess this one that's to the southwest of Chatham and Kent, maybe that's the point of interest, but yeah, hour for a tornado warning is a bit much. 45 minutes will probably be the max to me. Yeah, I remember that one. Yep, I remember that one. For a moment, it had a look like it could have dropped something, maybe, or maybe I'm getting that mixed up with the other one that was to the south, maybe of Detroit. Yeah, at this point, I'm just like, I'm just kind of done with it, with these guys. I feel like a lot of people are memeing Environment Canada, unfortunately, but they're kind of doing it to themselves. No, make sure your family's okay, Lexi. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people are though. I mean, like I said, they bring it upon themselves. Sadly, thank goodness for people that like the guys that do instant weather, for example, because I think that probably helps save a lot of lives. Because I'm hoping that this is a new thing that they're trying and they're realizing it's not working. Because I don't see this going anywhere good. Oh, it's not new. I was trying to hope for the best, but something told me that wasn't the case. Sorry. Trying to headbang a little bit just to get a little bit of movement here. Listening to some In Flames, by the way, to anyone that's curious. Fair enough. I can't blame you. Okay, so we have some considerable severe thunderstorm warning tags in Ohio now. So we're starting to see some action begin to unfold here now. So this is the point where we're likely to see the most severe weather now. We're getting closer towards the end of it, though, thankfully. We'll see what happens next here. Because Toledo's in a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag at 70-mile-per-hour winds, with reports actually coming in now. So now we're looking at Oak Harbor, Ohio, Vermont, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and then maybe even down the line, Vermilion, Huron, Milan, Castalia, York, Clyde, Bettsville, Bellevue, and Norwalk. You see the storm shifting a little bit? Yes, I see it too. There's a little bit of rotation here still, but it's not quite as impressive as it once was. But yeah, you can see almost a counterclockwise rotation here towards Chatham, Kent. Yeah, that's because of that upper level jet. Get yourself some norovirus. I'm good, man. Oh, tornado warning. Wow, that escalated very quickly. And this one is just to the south and east of Toledo here. But this is 15 miles northwest of Vermont, moving southeast at 55 miles an hour here. This is for Ottawa, Erie, and Sandusky counties in Ohio. So Oak Harbor is a point of interest, as we just previously mentioned. Vermont, 11:20. Clyde and Green Springs, 11:30. And then Bellevue at 11:35 Eastern time tonight. We mentioned Rocky Ridge, Ballville. Lindsay is also in there, as well as Bloomingville, Vickery, Stone Prairie, and White's Landing. Man, what a night, man. Honestly, what a night. Help, cannot stop yawning. Norwalk wants to get us to forget about norovirus. But we remember, and so does Pepperidge Farms. I don't really see anything in the way of rotation just from this scan. Try base velocity, and I still don't see anything. That's kind of odd. No. I'm trying to find the rotation here and don't really see a lot. I think Oak Harbor might be where I would look. But even then to say that you know, for sure that this is what's producing, I can't wholeheartedly go with that just yet. If anything, this already kind of looks outflow dominant. The inflow notch that we were seeing there just a little bit ago is almost gone pretty much. Dang. Lexi's taking no prisoners when it comes to EC. This tornado is coming for you, Norwalk. So start walking towards your safe spot. I know that was lame. I'm really not sorry, to be honest. But you still need to get into your safe spot, though. Tornado remembers. All right, contingents. What the heck? I don't think it's a tornado, to be honest, but if it was, it would remember. That's funny. Dang. I may need to take a couple extra minutes to try and keep myself awake here. No, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to finish this one out, or at least go till 1 a.m. If we are sleeping, the tornado warning can't see us. If only that were true. Honestly. Need to send letters to those people that are in charge. And you need to constantly bombard them with that via email or actually through mail. So make them have to actually look at that. Uh-oh. Lexi's ranting. Dang it, contingents. Honestly, the EAS sound will be better from your phone because you'd be more likely to hear it. Because the thing with tornado sirens is, as resourceful as they can be, at nighttime they're kind of a moot point. Like, there comes a point where, like at night, if a tornado warning is issued, you're not gonna hear the sirens. You're gonna hear that notification from your phone. Excuse me. Back on it. Stretched for a couple minutes, and somehow, despite my best efforts, still drowsy. Don't be in the sun for too long, folks. Oh, there's a great example right there. Yep, Tuck, that's right. And if that's during the day, imagine what it's like at night when you're sleeping. Also, thanks for jumping in on the stream. Thanks for tuning into the stream, by the way. Speaking of which, go ahead and look at some cameras in Ohio, see if there's anything we can look at. Yeah, I think a lot of people are struggling to see what's going on here. I've shifted over to multiple radar sites and I can't really see it. I think the Cleveland site is probably the best chance I have, but I'm really kind of at a loss there. Even in this area over here towards Canada, I'm not really sure where the rotation is at this point anymore. Yeah, there really isn't anything there, Isaiah. I'm with you. I just don't really see much anything, man. Don't assume that those are higher up. There's been quite a few times tonight where those have mixed down to the surface. Like, seeing those high values there are alarming, but can't say that those aren't getting to the ground. That's really impressive right there. We're getting into the 90s. Probably a couple of triple digits hidden in here somewhere. Yeah, let's hope that they are higher up. That's all I can say to that. Looks like there's a new tornado warning here, but I don't quite see the rotation here either. This is a tough spot for the radar, maybe. I don't know. Because we're seeing that little classic little area right here with almost like a dead zone. But also, I'm going to go ahead and sound the siren because I forgot to. The new tornado warning is over towards Sandusky. This is near Port Clinton, moving southeast at 55 miles an hour. Like I said, if you blink wrong, this storm will be right on top of you and potentially even a tornado. But Kelly's Island, you have 6 minutes, and then Sandusky, you have 16 minutes before this storm falls on you. Excuse me. Almost 11:30. These storms are coming in pretty quick, so this is going to be hitting Cleveland shortly here in the next hour. Well, let's see what they do with this warning here in the next little bit. If they allow it to expire within the next 20, then they've done well. But to see that there's 72 minutes left on that warning is still kind of crazy to me. Yeah, it's overkill for sure. 100%. Because that warning's not going to be in there for another 70 minutes. They got to get better at the timing, that's for sure. How you were doing the entrepreneur thing. That's funny. I can picture you pointing. Well, I could picture you doing the entrepreneur thing actually, contingents. It's pretty funny to me. Anyway, let's get back to the weather thing. Oops, did not want to do that. Just keep sending those damage reports in, Isaiah. If you can, of course. Well, those are somewhat semi-rural area parts, or some semi-rural parts of Michigan, so it's not that surprising. I feel like a lot more pictures will come out by tomorrow morning for sure, from what I've seen. Uh-oh. What's going on with my radar here? Oh no. I can't believe this. Is this really freezing up right now? Please don't tell me this is really freezing up on me right now. Okay, there we go. So let's go for Cleveland. Okay, there we go. I don't know what the heck happened there. I couldn't tell you contentions. Actually, I don't know if Chevy is from Canada or not. I have to look that up. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, find out for yourself, contingents. All right, I think I found a camera for Cleveland. We'll switch over to that when the time comes, but right now things look like they're pretty calm over there right now. It's pretty tranquil. So, hoping that it kind of stays that way. But something tells me that's not going to happen, so we will be ready for it now. Storms are halfway across the lake here, so I think definitely within the next hour we'll see these roll through. Probably about to see these two tornado warnings expire here, as the warnings are now passing through the polygon area. The storms are passing through the polygon areas. And we'll probably start to see an increase in activity on the Cleveland camera momentarily. Also, another area to keep an eye out for is this little area of convection that's developed over towards Erie and Fairview to the south here. confirmed cars on I-96 that were thrown. I was hoping somehow that wouldn't be the case, but when I heard you say that there was a lot of traffic near, I think it was Weberville or Webertown. I'm not entirely sure if I remember right now, but I could remember very vividly that I thought that was going to end up happening. Yeah, that was probably the worst time for a tornado to come through, was during that time. It also reminds me a lot of instances like El Reno, for example. Heavy traffic, big tornado at that time. Not much room for people to run. Some people could be heading to work. Some people could have gotten stuck in a traffic incident that happened earlier in the day or later. There's a bunch of different reasons why people probably were caught in that. All we can do is hope that they were okay, really, at this point. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of not paying too much attention to the tornado warnings right now, because I mean it just seems like it's a little bit things are a little wacky at the moment. I just don't see any rotation with these. I've been periodically checking the velocity just to make sure that I'm that I've been on my P's and Q's here, but again, like I said, I don't see anything. I don't see anything even in this polygon. So it's very confusing. Very frustrating too. Plug up my phone real quick. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Alright, so everything's charging now. Yeah, I don't see. If anything, I see that segment bowing out. I don't see any indicators of inflow or anything like that. Let's see if we can get a good view of this from Cleveland now. It's towards Lakewood, Ohio, that I'm about to switch over to here. I haven't seen any lightning on camera just yet. Yeah. Maybe they're feeling as tired as I am, because, I mean, I've been out in the heat all day today. Oh, wait. I think we just saw some lightning there finally. I'll just check this out in the meantime, I suppose. Yeah, that one's not radar indicated. That's the thing with that one. I think because they issued it, they're just like, I'm just going to keep it there. I mean, it's been tricky today with the way things have gone, the way the setup has gone. So, I mean, there's to a point, I can understand it, but if there really just isn't anything on radar at the moment, you should just put the Tor possible tag and leave it as that. If it becomes more robust, then go back to tornado warning. But if somebody's complaining because of that, it's like, what do you really do? I don't know. It's just a tough game to play for them. All right, so it looks like it's still pretty calm here. Thought I saw a flash a little earlier, but we still got a little ways to go. The amount of lightning is also dropping off too. So there's some indicators we might be getting a little bit closer to the end of this event here. Yeah, it's a tough game to play. Undoubtedly. It's not, and I can't even answer that question because even I don't know how to get that kind of thing to where like people wouldn't be scared, but they make them pay attention. If you can get it on Discord, send it. I think I'm gonna take a look at how much energy is left in the atmosphere here, because this is our current time for the forecast model here. See how quickly this ends up out of here. By the time it gets towards 1, 2 o'clock, the worst the weather's out of here. There's still a little bit of activity over here. Like I said, it still seems like there's a good bit of cape available, especially towards the surface. Oh, you sent it? Okay. If you could tag me in it, that'd be awesome. Oh, come on. It's only an 18-hour run. Load, why don't you? So it looks like we have an 18-wheeler that ended up flipping earlier today with one of the previous tornado warnings. It's a very unfortunate sight here. A lot of tree limbs down, a lot of vehicles thrown around, unfortunately. Hopefully everyone got out okay. Dang. Trying not to pass out. Yeah, I saw it, Isaiah. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, Maine. Yeah, this is what the instability is looking like at this point. We're starting to lose some of it, actually. Surprising that a lot of it's still off to the west at this point for the HRRR. We do get some that gets pulled in by one. And we could see a little bit of additional wind threats as we get late into the overnight and morning. Are you sure? You sure you guys want me to go to sleep? I'm sorry. I'm exhausted from work, but I'm able to hang in there for a little longer if you guys want. All right, guys. All right, sorry, y'all. I guess I've reached my limit here. You're one to talk about hard-headed, Isaiah. But all right, guys. I guess I'll call it a stream. Thank you guys for keeping me company at the very least. Like once I can get out of this job or at least out of the 90-degree heat, and probably be better, or really like 98 degrees. That's what it was today. But so quick overview of what we have going on tonight here, in case anyone doesn't already know. Big line of severe storms, history of producing wind damage and tornadoes ongoing here. Cleveland, you need to be on the lookout. Akron, Mansfield, Canton, Ohio, and then even parts of Pennsylvania, including Meadville, Erie, and Jamestown, New York as well. Main threat's probably going to shift more so towards damaging winds, although a tornado or two isn't impossible. Still going to be plenty of instability as we head into the early morning hours here, so nocturnal threat does continue. But thank you guys for watching the stream tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been Tired Metalhead Weatherman. And big shout out to my mods as well. You guys take care. Have a good night. Yeah, also make sure that you keep your phones nearby if you happen to be in the area of interest.